Hey guys, Neaura Nightsong here for another video. I'm filming from my computer today, so I'm looking a little bit retro. I'm looking a little bit grainy using my webcam from like 7 years ago or something instead of my phone. But that's kind of fitting actually, because what I wanted to talk about today was kind of a trans update, because I haven't done that in a long time. When I first transitioned in 2015, 7 years ago, um, well, I started chronicling my adventure, my journey, my process of transitioning, from everything from hormones to voice training to surgery to like social issues to activism eventually, and like, oh my god, like everything. I tried to document as much as I possibly could about the experience, so that people who didn't have a lot of information, which was a very common problem because it has been kind of a wild west when it comes to like getting the right information on how to transition or what's involved or what it's like. Um, it's gotten better, and like a lot of other people like myself and people much more popular than myself have done the same thing and put the information out there. So now it's a lot easier to, find out what's up, and I was very happy to be a part of that, and to still be to some degree. But I haven't done an update in a long time, so like, after like 5 years I stopped updating. So 7 years in, 7 years in, I have to say there is still some stuff I look forward to, still some stuff that happens, like, for example, I still do experience, like, growth spurts, like breast growth. Like, I still haven't gotten somewhere where I'm satisfied. Like, I don't know how much of this I can get away with on YouTube, but, like, there's some stuff going on, but, like, not as much as I had hoped, because, like, doctors had always told me you would, like, basically achieve a cup size smaller than, like, your mother, or, like, closest female relative, something like that. Anyways, um, yeah. So I guess I was expecting more, and I was kind of disappointed, but like sometimes still like I get a lot of like sensitivity and soreness, and you can feel like that's when the growth spurts are happening generally. And like I still do have that happening, even though I'm like consistently getting more fit and like losing weight and getting in shape and stuff. I'm still experiencing that, so it's good to know, like, oh, you might worry like, oh, you're just getting fat. Well, luckily I knew that wasn't the case with me, and like I'm still getting some actual meaningful progress there, in the breast department, so to say. But aside from that, I don't really notice any more like kind of HRT, that's hormone replacement therapy, milestones. It's like I feel like most of it has happened, and we're just like continuing to get those benefits. Like, oh yeah, my skin's still soft. What do you know? Like, it's gonna continue to be, um, but like nothing new. Um, I have added a lot to my own like personal care regimen to just like continue to try to enhance what I have and like make things better, outside of HRT. So like I would highly recommend a retinoid cream if you're not familiar with that. It's like retinol, but like retinol is like the ugly untalented stepsister of retinoids. Retinoids are like many times more powerful, many times more effective. It's anti-aging. It makes your skin really, really soft. It removes like creases and wrinkles. Your skin will feel like decades younger, literally. It's crazy. Um, so like tell your doctor you have an acne problem, get a retinoid cream, use it at least on your face. If you can do it more like this area, the farther down you can afford to go with it, the better. But definitely at least use it on your face. That's my main recommendation for like, very feminine progress. But like even if you're a dude, retinoid cream, who doesn't want to stay young, right? Like anyone can use that shit, for sure. So let's move on from like the skin and HRT stuff, and kind of like go into something that might be a little more negative. I don't know, but like I want to give you the honest truth of how I'm feeling as a trans woman in 2022, being like, am I an elder trans woman now because I've been transitioned for like 7+ years? I don't know, but like I'm certainly not new at it now. So I've kind of found that like, at first there's this big push for acceptance, like, oh, this is who I am, and oh, I'm you know, who, if you don't accept me, frig off, well, I don't know. You know, there's that kind of thing, and like you find out who's your friend and who's your enemy, who supports you, who doesn't. But like that process never really ended, and like I never did kind of like find my place in society, I guess. Like I never really found that. And instead what I kind of found happening is like I further and further insulated, like away from like the cis world, which is like 99% of the population. Um, and if you don't know, cis is like just means like you're not trans. Cis is like you identify with the gender that you were that you were assigned at birth, um, which is most people. Um, Never really found a place there. It's like I feel more and more alienated and ostracized from society, and like almost all of my friends are trans or at least LGBT, but you know, mostly trans. Like that's who I mainly interact with. There's like a few cis people I interact with regularly, and to be honest with you, if they weren't men that were attracted to me, I don't think they would interact with me. Like, if they weren't sexually attracted to me, I don't think they would interact with me. And, like, they are friends, but I think the prerequisite was being sexually attracted to me. Maybe that's jaded, or maybe it's shallow to think that, but I think it's true. Um, so yeah, it's hard even now to, like, feel accepted. I don't know if that ever really happens. I know like politically and socially there's been a lot going on, and like there's been a lot of turbulence in like trans acceptance, and perhaps like things have gotten worse than they were in the past. I know that's weird to say because like things were bad, but like the more awareness that's building up, the more vocal the resistance is. So like whereas like a while back things flew more under the radar, you didn't really hear as much of the bad stuff, but now that like everyone everyone knows about trans issues now almost, they, you know, not that they're educated in it, but they hear about it because it's in the news, it's on Twitter, it's on social media, it's people are talking about it, people are arguing about it. It's a common thing to hear about, and then now a much more common thing to have a stance on. So that brings out a lot of more hate and resistance, and like in politics, a lot more legislation against trans people because people are panicking, they're hateful, or they don't understand, whatever their motivations are. Um, so like, just a lot of shit is happening, right? Like, but that's true in all realms right now of this world. Like, a lot of shit is happening in our world, in our lives in general, and the trans debate, I hate calling it that, but that's one of the things. It's one of the things among a whole world of craziness. So, I'm doing my best. I hope you're doing your best. Um, I know that might have sounded a little bit negative, but like, here's the bright side. I'm happy. Believe it or not. I am very happy now compared to the person I have been in the past. Like, and if you've watched my videos over the years, I'm sure you've seen, like, I've struggled a lot, and like, as many struggles that I've talked about, there's plenty that I have never talked about that are like really fucked up. And I always push the limits of what I could talk about on YouTube. Like, I was making videos about like sex, like, and like assaults, and like just like crazy shit that's happened to me. Like, I've been pushing the envelope, and I don't plan on changing that. Like, I'm always gonna try to be honest as far as the system, the platform will let me. That's me. I don't want to appeal to mass popularity. I just want to say what I have to say, and if you want to stick around for it, cool. If you like it, awesome, I love you. And if you don't like it, that's perfectly okay too. Um, but yeah, I found a lot of peace in who I am. Like, it took a long time, but I became pretty comfortable with the person that I was becoming and have become, in that, like, I'm just happy on my own a lot of the time. Like, before, I always needed somebody to approve of me to feel complete or feel okay, but like, I got this inner sense of like, you know, I'm okay with just being alive as a person in this world. It's like a magical fucking thing. Sorry for the language, but it's a amazing opportunity to be here and to be alive and to get to experience all the things, good and bad, that this world has to offer, it is a blessing, and it's something that a lot of people lose before they really even have a chance to figure out who they are or how they want to operate in the world, and that's so sad. So, like, to not be one of those people, right? To not be one of those people that lost their life too early, or lived their life and never got to figure out who they are inside, and they're just appealing to others or doing what they think is expected of them. It's a privilege to not be one of those people. It really, really is. Um, and we're seeing all over the world right now how easy it is to have your life taken away from you. It's very easy, and you can a lot of times not have any control over it. So just to get the opportunity to be here, I can't emphasize it enough. And then, like, getting to be the me that I want to be the me that I see myself as. Not live under any pretenses or masks, or it's not an act anymore. And I love that. It's worth everything. All the prices I've had to pay, it's worth it. That being said, I hope one day I will be accepted in the world at large. I hope that'll happen and it'll get easier. I'm working on finding my place in the world where I can help other people more consistently, rather than just like trying to put out positivity on the internet. I want to get like hands-on and get into like mental health and stuff like that and really make a difference with people. And that's what I'm kind of pursuing in my life right now. I'm getting out of the sex industry, which is where I've spent these last 7 years working. I've been in the sex industry as a adult film star, as an adult entertainer, as a sex worker, and a lot of shit has happened over those years. I've been through some shit, like my dress strap keeps falling down. That's a little irritating. But yeah, I've been through some shit, and I'll be very happy to be out of that industry and like to doing some like real serious tangible good. I'm pumped for it. I'm a happy person. There is hope. I know, like, the first several years of transitioning, people can feel like they feel like it's within their grasp because they can see how they can undergo their transition and how they can like take power over their life and they can affect these changes, but then they get slapped down, they get hit with so much resistance that they feel like it's hopeless, and like despite everything that they can do to empower themselves and take control of their lives, the world won't let them, and it's just going to smack them down, and it's just going to make it impossible, and it can just feel so hopeless. And I understand that. I've been there. I have a lot of friends who are there right now. I try to help them. All you can, like, there is hope. I wish there was a way that you could show that to someone, because you can tell them about it, you can explain it to them till the cows come home, but when you're in that moment and you're feeling those feelings, it's like you can't listen to someone who's like, it's okay, it's all gonna get better, don't worry, just wait a few, you can't just tell someone to wait a few years, and like that's not how it works. But despite that fact, I still want to say there is hope. It does get better, and like I hope everyone out there, whether they're watching this or not, I hope they will do their absolute best to stick around and get to that bright future that we deserve, because you do deserve it. I deserve it. We all deserve it. As long as you are not acting hatefully in this world and you're not purposely trying to harm others with your actions, then don't you deserve to be happy? I would say yes. So I hope we all get there, my friends. And hopefully we can do it together. So yeah, wow, I'm getting blurrier the more that we chat here. That's wild. But yeah, I think that covers the kind of social aspects of it. There's always going to be pros and cons. It's not all going to be lollipops and sunshine, and you know what? It's not all despair and doom either. I hope you will see that, I do want to talk a little bit about another aspect of my transition that I gave updates on, and it was voice training. I put out several videos a bunch of years back, probably in 2017, um, talking about voice training. And in those videos, I talked with a much higher voice than I am talking to you with now. I think it was something like, let me just see if I can sum it up on the spot for you. So I think in my older videos, I talked more like this. Um, yeah. See? Yeah, so I basically abandoned that. I put in like years to try and get like the best voice that I could with like, manual therapy, because your voice doesn't change with hormones, believe it or not. A lot of people believe that when you start hormone therapy that your voice will go higher. That is not the case. Um, if you're transitioning to male and you take testosterone, your voice will get lower. That is true. That is true. But if you're a trans woman and you want a higher voice, hormones are not going to do that. There is a vocal cord surgery. It's difficult to get access to. It's niche, it's dangerous, and it yields minimal results, at least from what I've heard. So it's available, but it's not perfect. Um, but yeah, I kind of relaxed with my own voice, and like people give me crap for it all the time. Absolutely, and that's fair. It is actually fair, especially like when I'm on the phone and people can't see me, they don't know who I am. I get misgendered. It happens. Um, and then like there's like the trolls on YouTube, and they give me crap for it too. But it's like I know what I'm doing. I chose that, because I trained to be capable of something, and then I decided, oh no, actually this is unsustainable. I don't really feel comfortable like that. I feel comfortable talking like this, and so it's what I did. And you're not telling me anything I don't know. It would be nice if I felt comfy talking a lot higher, but I care a lot about my intonations, and I care a lot about the way that I communicate with someone. So having to train in like an artificial set of parameters for my vocal communication, while I could do it, it wasn't what was right for me. But mind you, I've kind of settled on something in the middle. Like, I could go like here, and then like I settled for here, but like my original voice was like down there. So I can go a hell of a lot lower. I can go a hell of a lot higher. But I picked what was right for me. And there's stigma around this issue. I would just encourage you to like do the training, because I feel like it can be immensely helpful to trans women, but then like ultimately make your own decision on what you want to do with it. Don't feel obligated. You have to speak in a certain way to get people's approval. Um, you know what? Just do what feels right, and I think that's fine. But who cares what I think? You gotta decide for you. Um, yeah, I felt it was important to touch on that note, because like, especially if you've seen my videos over the past years, my voice has changed. And I never explained why. I never explained why that happened. So, there you are. Uh, that being said, I don't expect to do another one of these videos. This is probably the last time you're ever going to get a transition update from me. I'm going to try my best to keep making videos on other subjects, maybe even trans-related stuff, but no more transition updates. I don't think there's going to be another one after this, unless like one day I get like breast augmentation surgery, like I get big mommy milkers. If I do that, then I'll chronicle that, but it's a little out of my price range right now, so I don't know about that. Um, I'm not pursuing any more surgeries. I'm not pursuing any more major transition changes. This is just me, and I've extolled all of the knowledge that I've accumulated during my transition. I put it out all in different videos. That's it. It's been 7 years, and I hope that I'll be here as a trans woman for a lot more years. That's the goal, is to continue to be here. But I think I'm good. I think I'm good with the whole trans thing, and like I've tried to minimize how much of my life that takes up, because like there's always stuff to fight for as a trans woman. There's always like an erosion of our rights and freedoms, and like, you know, bad stuff is happening to our people all over the world. Absolutely. But I don't want being trans to be my life. So I'll contribute to those causes when and how I can, but my life isn't trans. You know, my life is just being a girl and having fun and doing the things I care about and like following my passions and all that stuff. It's not, my identity isn't trans. I try not to even, you know, try not to even advertise that anymore. Like, when I'm dating someone, I want them to know, because I don't want like any weirdness. I don't want them to like find out I'm trans and then like have a problem with that. So like, I'm very upfront about that stuff. Um, though I am post-op, and like, I don't feel like I have any reason why I should tell people, but you know, I want to avoid any awkward misunderstandings if they detect that, whether it's from my voice or from whatever other characteristics that they might pick up on. You know, I don't want them to have a bad reaction. So my stance is I disclose that I'm trans to people that might be romantically interested in me, um, and that's about it. So that's my status here in 2022 after 7 years of transition. I hope that this did something for you. I hope you got something out of this. I'm sorry it was a rather long video. We're going on over 20 minutes long, so I'm sorry for that, but I thought this was an important one to do, and I gave it a little more time because we're not going to be doing this again, probably. Asterisk beside that. But yeah, I'll see you again real soon, guys. This has been Neaura Nightsong. I hope you're well. I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and you know, like, even just let me know how you are, how you're doing. Tell me, I want to chat with you guys. You know, any chance to interact is always fun. Get that sense of community going, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.